When we think about life, most people get caught up in the race of surviving rather than actually living. We chase money, possessions, approval, and temporary highs, but deep down one question lingers. When our time is over, who will cry when we die? That question is not about death itself, but about the legacy we leave, the relationships we build, and the impact we create. Robin Sharma, in this timeless book, shares life lessons that remind us how to live with purpose, how to embrace joy, and how to leave behind a memory that matters. In this script, we are going to dive into those lessons in a way that speaks directly to your heart, almost like a conversation with an old friend, reminding you that life is short, but meaning is eternal. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning with the realization that you only have a limited number of days left on this planet. What would you do differently? Would you complain less and appreciate more? Would you spend less time scrolling endlessly and more time actually connecting with people you love? Would you dare to chase your dreams instead of waiting for the perfect moment that never comes? The truth is, every single one of us has an expiry date, we just don't know when. And that's exactly why this book is powerful. Because it forces us to stop postponing life and start living fully right now. The first lesson Robin shares is simple yet profound. Discover your calling. Too many people spend their entire lives climbing a ladder, only to realize it was leaning against the wrong wall. They chase careers, money, status, only to wake up decades later with emptiness inside. Your calling is not about what impresses others, it's about what makes your soul feel alive. It could be teaching, painting, writing, leading, helping, or creating something new. The key is to listen to the whispers of your heart instead of the noise of the world. Think of it this way: when you do what you love, work feels less like a burden and more like an expression of who you are. That's when life stops being a struggle and starts becoming art. Another powerful idea is the importance of learning continuously. Too many people stop learning after school or college. They assume education is over once degrees are earned. But in reality, self-education is the true foundation of growth. Successful people, leaders, and legends are lifelong learners. They read, they reflect, they take notes, they study people, they absorb wisdom. Imagine reading just 30 minutes a day, books on success, biographies of great leaders, or even spiritual classics. Over time, those small investments build a mental empire that no one can take away from you. Knowledge is the ultimate currency of life. Robin Sharma also emphasizes the importance of mastering your time. Time is life's most valuable resource, yet most people waste it on meaningless distractions. We binge-watch shows, scroll endlessly on social media, or gossip about things that don't even matter. Then when life passes us by, we regret it. The truth is, every day we trade a piece of our life in exchange for what we do with our time. So the real question is, are you investing it in things that matter, or are you wasting it on things you'll regret later? To live fully, you must guard your time like a treasure chest. Use it for growth, for relationships, for contribution, for experiences that make your heart race. Another lesson is about building character. Character is who you are when no one's watching. In today's world, people are obsessed with image. They want to look successful, look happy, look rich, look important. But image fades, character is permanent. When you live with honesty, integrity, kindness, and courage, people respect you not just for what you achieve, but for who you are. And when you're gone, it is your character that people will remember more than your possessions. Think about the last time you truly helped someone without expecting anything in return. Maybe you gave advice, maybe you shared food, maybe you listened when they were hurting. Those small acts of kindness ripple outward in ways we cannot measure, and those ripples often outlive us. Another theme of this book is simplicity. We complicate our lives chasing more gadgets, more clothes, more cars, more recognition. But at the end of the day, happiness often comes from less. From simplicity. A walk in the park. A deep conversation with a loved one. A good book on a rainy day. A laugh with friends. Happiness is not in the next purchase, it's in the present moment. When you simplify your life, you remove the clutter that blocks your joy. You realize that peace doesn't come from addition, but from subtraction. Robin also reminds us to practice daily acts of courage. Fear is what keeps most people trapped in mediocrity. Fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of embarrassment. But the truth is, fear is just an illusion. It's the mind creating obstacles that aren't really there. Growth only happens outside the comfort zone. When you act with courage, even in small ways, you expand your capacity for life. Whether it's speaking up in a meeting, starting a side project, confessing your feelings, or simply trying something new, Every act of courage makes you stronger, and the more courage you practice, the less power fear has over you. One of my favorite lessons from this book is about building deep relationships. We often take people for granted, assuming they'll always be there. But the truth is, everyone has limited time. Friends, family, mentors, even strangers we meet for a moment. They're all temporary blessings, so cherish them. Call your parents, spend time with your kids, laugh with your friends, show gratitude to your mentors. In the end, it won't be your bank account people remember. It will be the way you made them feel. Did you bring light into their life or did you drain it? Did you encourage them or did you criticize? Did you leave them better or bitter? That's what matters. Robin Sharma also emphasizes self-discipline. Too many people think success is about motivation, but motivation comes and goes. Discipline is what carries you through when motivation fades. Waking up early, exercising, reading, journaling, meditating, these are habits of discipline that build a strong life. When you control yourself, you control your destiny. Another beautiful point is about serving others. At some point, we must move beyond living only for ourselves. Contribution is the secret to meaning. Volunteer, donate, teach, guide, inspire. When you help others grow, you grow. When you make others smile, you feel joy. And when you leave this world, it will be the lives you touch that cry for you, not the things you owned. Let's also talk about forgiveness. Too many people carry heavy baggage of anger, resentment, grudges. They replay old wounds, relive betrayals, and poison their own happiness. Forgiveness is not about excusing others, it's about freeing yourself. When you forgive, you cut the chain that ties you to the past. You create space for peace, healing, and growth. Life is too short to carry bitterness. Forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve freedom. Another lesson is gratitude. Gratitude is the simplest yet most transformative habit. Every morning, write down 3 things you're grateful for. It could be your health, your family, the roof over your head, or even the cup of coffee you're holding. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's present. And when you appreciate what you have, you create space for more abundance. Remember, happiness is not getting what you want, it's wanting what you already have. In addition, Robin talks about leaving a legacy. Legacy is not about leaving money or monuments. It's about leaving values, lessons, stories, and inspiration. When people think of you, will they think of someone who uplifted them or someone who drained them? Will they say, "I'm glad I knew them"? Or will they say, "I barely noticed them"? Legacy is built daily in the way you live each moment. By now, you may already sense the theme of this book. Life is short, fragile, unpredictable, but within that fragility lies its beauty. Because we don't know how many days we have left, every day becomes precious. Every sunrise becomes a gift. Every laugh, every hug, every step becomes sacred. And that is the mindset shift Robin Sharma wants us to embrace. Not tomorrow, not someday, today, right now. Live fully, love deeply, give generously. And when the day comes for your final breath, you will not fear it because you will know you truly lived. One of the most striking lessons Robin Sharma highlights is the power of small daily improvements. We live in a world that glorifies massive overnight success. Social media shows us people becoming millionaires at 20, influencers going viral, athletes breaking records, entrepreneurs building billion-dollar companies. And when we see that, we begin to think that success is supposed to be explosive, instant, and dramatic. But the truth is, real and lasting growth happens quietly, through small steps repeated daily. Imagine you commit to improving just 1% every single day. That sounds tiny, almost insignificant. But over the course of a year, that compounds into nearly 37 times improvement. This is the power of consistency. Small wins accumulated over time become monumental achievements. Think about someone who decides to read 10 pages of a book every day. 10 pages is nothing, but in 1 year that person reads more than 3,600 pages. That's more than 15 books. 15 books in 1 year can shift your mindset, expand your knowledge, and reshape your destiny. Or imagine someone decides to save just $5 a day. In 1 year, that's nearly $2,000. In 10 years with interest, it becomes a significant safety net. The point is, success is not about giant leaps. It's about small, consistent steps that build momentum. Another deep idea from this book is about embracing solitude. In today's hyper-connected world, people fear being alone. They constantly distract themselves with noise, music, podcasts, messages, videos, notifications, because silence feels uncomfortable. But solitude is where your soul speaks the loudest. Solitude is not loneliness, solitude is self-connection. Great thinkers, artists, and leaders have always cherished solitude. It's in solitude that creativity blooms, clarity arises, and vision takes shape. Spending even 30 minutes alone daily without distractions can transform your mental world. Walk in nature, sit quietly, write in a journal, breathe deeply, listen to your own thoughts instead of everyone else's. This practice reconnects you to yourself in a way that nothing else can. Robin also emphasizes the importance of journaling. Writing is thinking on paper. When you journal, you untangle your thoughts, process your emotions, and discover patterns in your behavior. You become your own therapist. Many of the world's most successful people kept journals: leaders, philosophers, scientists, and creators. Journaling not only helps you release stress but also captures your growth. Years later, when you look back, you see how far you've come. Another life lesson is about cultivating humor. Life is serious, yes, but it doesn't have to be heavy all the time. We often forget to laugh, to play, to be silly. Humor lightens the heart, relieves stress, and makes difficult days more bearable. Think about the people you love spending time with. Often they are the ones who make you laugh, who bring joy into the room, who don't take themselves too seriously. If you want people to remember you fondly, bring more laughter into their lives. A simple joke, a playful attitude, a smile, it goes a long way. Robin reminds us that the way we show up in the small moments often matters more than the big ones. We wait for special occasions to celebrate life: birthdays, weddings, holidays. But what about ordinary Tuesdays, random mornings, quiet evenings? Life happens mostly in these small moments, and if we only wait for the big days to feel joy, we miss most of our life. So learn to find wonder in the everyday. Notice the colors of the sky. Appreciate the smell of your morning coffee. Feel the comfort of your blanket. Listen to the sound of laughter in the distance. These details are not small, they are life itself. One powerful story Robin shares is about writing your own eulogy. It sounds strange at first, but it's a profound exercise. Imagine your funeral. People are gathered, remembering your life. What do you want them to say? Do you want them to talk about how much money you made, how many cars you owned, or how many followers you had? Or do you want them to talk about how kind you were, how much you inspired them, how deeply you loved, and how you made the world a little better? When you visualize your own eulogy, it forces you to live today in alignment with the legacy you want to leave tomorrow. It helps you prioritize what truly matters and let go of what doesn't. Another concept is practicing mindfulness. We live most of our lives in autopilot mode. We rush through mornings, drive to work half-conscious, scroll through phones without thinking, eat without tasting, talk without listening. Mindfulness is the art of being fully present. It means eating slowly and savoring every bite. It means listening deeply when someone is talking, without planning your response. It means noticing your breath, your heartbeat, your emotions, your surroundings. Mindfulness brings peace because it pulls you out of the endless regrets of the past and anxieties of the future. It roots you in the now, and the now is the only place where life truly exists. Robin Sharma also talks about cultivating resilience. Life will knock you down. That's guaranteed. You will lose loved ones, face failures, experience heartbreak, encounter setbacks. But what defines you is not what happens to you. It's how you respond. Resilience is the ability to stand up after being knocked down, to see adversity not as an enemy but as a teacher. Every challenge carries a lesson. Every obstacle shapes your strength. Instead of asking, "Why me?" carry, "What can I learn from this?" The strongest people you admire are not the ones who avoided struggles. They are the ones who faced struggles, suffered, and came out wiser, kinder, stronger. Another idea is about practicing kindness with strangers. We often show politeness to people we know but ignore strangers. Yet sometimes a small act of kindness to a stranger can change their entire day, or even their life. Hold the door for someone. Smile at the cashier. Say thank you to the bus driver. Compliment a stranger's outfit. These tiny gestures might seem insignificant to you, but they can be huge to someone who is struggling. Robin Sharma highlights that true greatness is not about how you treat the powerful, but how you treat the powerless. If you want to leave behind a legacy, let kindness be your signature. Robin also encourages us to embrace change. Human beings love comfort zones. We like predictability, routine, familiarity. But growth and innovation always come from change. If you resist change, you stagnate. If you embrace it, you evolve. Think about how the world changes constantly. Technology, culture, opportunities. Those who adapt thrive. Those who resist get left behind. Life is like a river. If you try to stand still, the current will drag you backward. But if you learn to flow with the current, you move forward with grace. Another key lesson is about listening. Most people don't really listen. They just wait for their turn to talk. But true listening is rare and powerful. When you listen deeply, you make the other person feel valued, respected, and loved. And in a world where everyone is shouting to be heard, being a listener makes you unforgettable. Listening is not just about words. It's about tone, body language, emotions behind the words. It's about silence and presence. Practice listening, and you'll not only improve your relationships but also gain wisdom you would otherwise miss. Another idea that Robin shares is about slowing down. We live in a culture of speed. Faster internet, faster delivery, faster success. But speed is not always better. Sometimes rushing through life means missing life itself. Slowing down allows you to notice beauty, appreciate details, and breathe more fully. Instead of rushing through a meal, savor it. Instead of racing through a book, enjoy the journey of reading. Instead of trying to do 10 things at once, focus deeply on one. Slowing down is not laziness, it's mindfulness in action. It's choosing depth over speed. Robin also highlights the importance of health. Health is often taken for granted until it's gone. People sacrifice their health chasing money, then spend money trying to regain health. But prevention is always better than cure. Exercise daily, eat nourishing food, sleep well, manage stress. These habits may seem boring, but they are the foundation of a joyful life. Without health, everything else becomes meaningless. You cannot chase dreams, help others, or even enjoy your family if you are constantly sick or exhausted. So guard your health like the treasure it is. Another moving lesson is about expressing love more often. We assume people know we love them, but do they? How often do we actually say it? How often do we show it? Love is not meant to be hidden. It's meant to be expressed. Tell your parents you love them. Hug your children. Write love notes. Say, "I appreciate you" to friends. Life is unpredictable, and you never know when it's your last chance. Don't wait until it's too late to express love. One more timeless point Robin makes is about living authentically. Too many people live lives scripted by others. They choose careers, relationships, and lifestyles not because they want them, but because society expects them. Authentic living means aligning your actions with your values, your choices with your heart, your dreams with your soul. Authentic people may not always be liked, but they are always respected. When you live authentically, you feel peace within, because you're not pretending. You're not performing. You're just being you. And that is the greatest freedom of all. One of the most important ideas Robin Sharma stresses is the practice of daily reflection. At the end of each day, most people just crash into bed, scrolling through their phones or worrying about tomorrow. But wise living means pausing to reflect. Ask yourself simple questions. What did I do well today? Where did I fall short? How did I treat people? Did I live according to my values? This kind of reflection transforms your days into teachers. Every mistake becomes a lesson. Every victory becomes a motivation. Every ordinary day becomes an opportunity to grow. Imagine writing down 3 things you learned at the end of each day. After 1 year, you will have over 1,000 lessons documented, your personal manual for a better life. Another lesson Robin emphasizes is the art of patience. We live in an impatient culture where everything is about instant gratification. We want instant success, instant love, instant results. But the most valuable things in life take time. Trees don't grow overnight. Relationships don't deepen in a week. Mastery doesn't come in a month. Patience is not about waiting passively. It's about trusting the process while working diligently. The best things in life unfold slowly, like the rising of the sun. When you embrace patience, you remove frustration and replace it with peace. Robin also speaks about surrounding yourself with positive influences. The people around you shape your destiny more than you realize. If you spend your time with complainers, you start complaining. If you surround yourself with dreamers, you start dreaming bigger. Energy is contagious. Choose your circle wisely. As the saying goes, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you want to elevate your life, elevate your environment. This might mean distancing yourself from toxic people, even if they are close, and instead seeking out mentors, uplifting friends, and communities that push you to grow. Another idea is about practicing generosity. Generosity is not just about giving money. It's about giving time, energy, attention, encouragement. Sometimes listening deeply to someone who feels invisible is an act of generosity. Sometimes sharing your skills or helping without expecting anything in return is generosity. The paradox of life is that the more you give, the more you receive. Not necessarily in material form, but in fulfillment, joy, and meaning. Generosity softens the heart, deepens relationships, and makes life richer. Sharma also highlights the importance of pursuing mastery rather than mediocrity. Most people settle for good enough. They coast through life doing the minimum required. But true fulfillment comes from striving for excellence. Whether it's your profession, your craft, or even a hobby, aim for mastery. Excellence is a habit, a mindset, a standard you set for yourself. And when you live with excellence, you inspire others to do the same. Another core lesson is living with courage to follow your dreams. Many people die with their dreams still inside them because they were too afraid to try. They feared failure, judgment, or rejection. But the real tragedy is not failing, it's never trying. Dreams are fragile. If you don't protect and pursue them, they die. Courage means stepping forward even when you feel scared. It means choosing growth over comfort, purpose over security. When you pursue your dreams, even if you stumble, you live with no regrets. Robin also reminds us of the importance of integrity. Integrity means doing the right thing even when no one is watching. It's about aligning your actions with your values consistently. In a world where shortcuts, lies, and manipulation are common, integrity is rare. But it's also powerful. People trust those who live with integrity. They respect them. And most importantly, you respect yourself. Living with integrity gives you inner peace because you know you're true to yourself. Another idea is the practice of gratitude in action. It's one thing to feel grateful, but another to express it. Write thank you notes. Tell people you appreciate them. Acknowledge the efforts of those who serve you. Teachers, workers, colleagues, strangers. Gratitude expressed multiplies joy, both for you and for others. One day, those small acknowledgments might mean more to someone than you can ever imagine. Sharma also shares the importance of lifelong curiosity. Children are naturally curious. They ask questions, explore, touch, and discover. But as adults, we often lose that spark. We stop asking questions and settle into routines. Curiosity is the engine of growth. When you remain curious, you continue to evolve. You see the world with fresh eyes, you explore new possibilities, and you stay mentally alive. Never stop asking questions. Never stop exploring. Another timeless idea is about creating memories instead of collecting things. Many people chase possessions, cars, gadgets, clothes, but in the end, those things fade, break, or lose value. Memories, on the other hand, become treasures that enrich life forever. Take trips with loved ones, celebrate small wins, create traditions, share experiences. At the end of your life, the photos, stories, and moments will matter more than the items in your closet. Another moving point is about embracing failure as feedback. Too many people see failure as the end, but in reality, failure is information. It tells you what doesn't work, what needs adjusting, and where you must improve. Every successful person has failed, often many times. The difference is they used failure as a stepping stone instead of a stopping point. When you embrace failure as feedback, you turn setbacks into setups for comebacks. Robin also reminds us of the importance of serving as a role model. Whether you realize it or not, people are watching you. Your kids, your friends, your colleagues, even strangers. Your behavior, your words, your choices inspire others consciously or unconsciously. Ask yourself, what kind of example am I setting? Am I showing strength, kindness, resilience, and love? Or am I spreading negativity, bitterness, and fear? Be a role model worth following. Another powerful lesson is the value of simplifying your commitments. Most people overwhelm themselves by saying yes to too many things. They spread themselves thin trying to please everyone and end up exhausted. Simplify. Focus on fewer but deeper commitments. Say yes to what aligns with your values and goals and politely decline what doesn't. When you simplify commitments, you free up energy for what truly matters. Sharma also talks about the importance of celebrating life daily. Too often we postpone joy for the future. I'll celebrate when I get the promotion, when I buy the house, when I retire. But life is now. Celebrate small wins. Celebrate the fact that you woke up today. Celebrate health, love, progress, learning. Celebration doesn't have to be grand, it just has to be intentional. Another deep idea is about practicing forgiveness daily, not only towards others but also towards yourself. We all make mistakes. We all fall short. Carrying guilt endlessly serves no purpose. Forgive yourself, learn the lesson, and move forward. Self-compassion is as important as compassion for others. Without it, you carry unnecessary burdens that weigh you down. Another lesson Robin shares is to live like a leader. Leadership is not about titles or positions, it's about influence and responsibility. Every person can be a leader in their own sphere, at home, at work, in the community. Leadership means inspiring others, making tough decisions, and serving a vision larger than yourself. When you choose to live like a leader, you step into your highest potential. Finally, Robin emphasizes the reminder of mortality. Death is not meant to scare us, but to awaken us. When you remember that life is temporary, you stop wasting time on trivialities. You stop holding grudges, chasing meaningless pursuits, or postponing your dreams. Mortality sharpens focus. It reminds you to love deeply, live fully, and contribute generously. At the end of the day, when your time comes, the only question that matters is, did you truly live? Did you truly love? And did you make a difference? As you continue to reflect on the essence of life, you'll notice that one of the most overlooked treasures is the art of slowing down. We live in a culture that celebrates busyness, where people wear exhaustion like a badge of honor. Yet Robin Sharma reminds us that slowing down is not a weakness, but a form of wisdom. It's about creating the space to savor life, to appreciate the laughter of a child, the warmth of the sun, or even the silence of an early morning. Slowing down gives you perspective. It allows you to see that life is not meant to be a race, but a journey filled with meaning. Imagine standing at the edge of a calm lake early in the morning. The water is still, the air is crisp, and the world feels quiet. In that moment, you're not chasing deadlines or scrolling endlessly on your phone. You're just there, present, alive. Those are the moments you'll cherish, not the countless hours spent stuck in traffic or the endless cycle of emails. Slowing down reconnects you with what truly matters. Another key principle is practicing kindness without expectation. Too often, we calculate kindness like a transaction, expecting a return. But the purest form of kindness is selfless. It's giving a smile to a stranger, helping someone carry groceries, or offering encouragement to a friend who feels defeated. Not because you'll get something back, but because it's the right thing to do. Robin Sharma beautifully puts it, your life becomes richer not by what you acquire, but by what you contribute. And when you practice kindness, you create ripples. That single smile may lift someone's day, which might inspire them to show kindness to another. And slowly, it spreads like a wave of light in a world that often feels dark. Then there's the lesson of forgiveness. Holding grudges is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. The truth is, resentment eats away at your own peace of mind. Forgiving doesn't mean condoning what someone did. It means choosing to no longer let that wound define your days. When you forgive, you free yourself. Think of all the energy people waste replaying past hurts, carrying anger like a heavy backpack. Imagine what could happen if that energy was redirected toward creativity, love, or building dreams. Forgiveness is one of the greatest acts of self-care you can give yourself. Another practice Robin emphasizes is to be so focused on improving yourself that you have no time to criticize others. In today's world, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparison. Who has the better car, the bigger house, the more glamorous life on social media? But comparison steals your joy and keeps you trapped in mediocrity. The only person you should compare yourself to is who you were yesterday. Did you grow a little wiser? Did you push yourself out of your comfort zone? Did you choose courage over fear? That's what truly matters. Instead of gossiping about others or tearing them down, channel that energy into building yourself up. Work on your fitness, your mindset, your skills, your relationships. A life of growth leaves no room for jealousy, and perhaps one of the most underrated lessons in this book is about laughter. We often take life too seriously, as if every problem is the end of the world. But laughter lightens the soul. It's medicine for the heart. When you laugh, your body relaxes, your mind clears, and your spirit shines. Robin Sharma encourages us to laugh daily, not just when life is easy, but especially when it feels hard. Sometimes laughter is the best response to the absurdities of life. It doesn't solve every problem, but it makes the journey lighter, and it reminds you that joy is always available no matter the circumstances. Beyond laughter, there is the wisdom of embracing simplicity. We've been conditioned to believe that happiness lies in having more. more money, more things, more achievements. But often, happiness is about less. Less clutter, fewer distractions, less drama. Simplicity allows you to focus on what really matters: love, growth, contribution. When your life is filled with unnecessary noise, you miss the music of the present moment. Simplicity is not about living without ambition. It's about clearing the path so you can walk with clarity toward what truly matters. And then comes the discipline of lifelong learning. Robin Sharma reminds us that education doesn't end with school. Every day is an opportunity to learn, to grow, to stretch your understanding of the world. Read books that challenge your perspective, listen to voices that inspire, travel to places that broaden your horizons. The moment you stop learning, you stop growing. And when you stop growing, life begins to shrink. Stay curious, stay humble, stay hungry. Every master was once a beginner, and every expert remains a student at heart. There is also an important reminder to be authentic. Too many people wear masks, pretending to be who they think the world wants them to be. But the truth is, authenticity is magnetic. When you live in alignment with your true self, you attract the right people, the right opportunities, the right energy. Pretending may win you temporary approval, but it robs you of lasting peace. Being authentic may not please everyone, but it ensures that you are living your truth. And at the end of life, you won't regret being real. You'll regret the times you weren't. Perhaps one of the most powerful lessons of all is about service. Life takes on deeper meaning when it's not just about you, but about lifting others. The happiest people aren't the ones who have the most. They are the ones who give the most. Service can be as simple as listening with empathy, mentoring someone who needs guidance, or contributing to causes greater than yourself. When you live a life of service, your existence becomes a legacy. People may forget your titles, your possessions, or your achievements, but they will never forget how you made them feel. And when your final day comes, it won't be the applause of the crowd that matters. It will be the tears of those whose lives you touched. Life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. And this is exactly what Robin Sharma wanted to remind us in his timeless book, Who Will Cry When You Die? This is not just a book filled with advice. It is a manual for living a life that truly matters, because in the end, it will not be about the money we earned, the trophies we collected, or the positions we held. It will be about the love we gave, the kindness we showed, and the legacy we left behind from the very beginning. The author urges us to confront a simple but powerful question: when your final day comes, who will cry when you die? And this question is not about sadness, it is about impact. Will your absence leave a void so deep that people will remember your presence with gratitude? Will your life be celebrated because you inspired others to become better? Or will it pass quietly, as if you were never here? The beauty of this book lies in its simplicity. Robin Sharma does not preach with complicated theories. He offers life lessons that anyone can practice starting today. He tells us to live intentionally, not to postpone happiness, not to waste life chasing approval or material possessions. He teaches us to make our days count, because the truth is, none of us knows how many days we actually have left. He reminds us that the greatest tragedy is not death itself, but a life unlived. Too many people die at 20 but are buried at 80, living the same routine without passion, without meaning, without joy. That is why this book insists that every single day should be treated as an opportunity to create magic, to inspire, to uplift, to grow, and to love. One of the strongest lessons is about kindness, something so simple yet so powerful. Robin shares that even the smallest act, like a smile to a stranger or listening to someone without interrupting, could change a life. We live in a world where everyone is busy, where people walk past each other without noticing, and in this rush we forget that connection is what makes us human. So ask yourself today, when was the last time you made someone else's day a little brighter? When was the last time you gave without expecting anything in return? Another lesson that stands out is about courage. We often hold back our dreams because we are afraid of failing, afraid of judgment, afraid of discomfort. But what we fail to see is that greatness is always hidden behind fear. If you want to write. If you want to start a business, start. If you want to travel. Life is too fragile to keep waiting for the perfect moment, because there is no perfect moment. The only moment we ever have is now. Robin encourages us to start small, but start anyway. Progress is more important than perfection. The book also emphasizes the power of discipline, waking up early, using time wisely, practicing gratitude, reading books, surrounding yourself with people who uplift you, and most importantly, guarding your mind from negativity. Because what you feed your mind eventually shapes your reality every day. You are either growing or decaying. Every day you are either becoming stronger or weaker. There is no in between, and so we must choose to grow every single day. Another theme is forgiveness. Holding grudges only poisons your own heart. People will hurt you, betray you, disappoint you. But forgiveness is not for them. It is for you. When you forgive, you free yourself from carrying unnecessary pain, and you create space in your heart for peace. Robin Sharma also warns us against the trap of comparing our lives to others. Comparison steals joy. It blinds us from recognizing the blessings we already have. True success is not about being better than someone else. It is about being better than you were yesterday, and the only competition worth having is with your past self. Now comes the emotional twist at the end of this journey. Robin reminds us of mortality, not to scare us but to awaken us. Picture your own funeral. Imagine the people gathered there, your family, your friends, your colleagues. What will they say about you? Will they remember the laughter you spread, the dreams you inspired, the comfort you gave, or will they only remember that you were busy, that you worked hard but never had time to love them? This moment of reflection is the ultimate wake-up call. Because when we think about death, we realize the true value of life, and here is the twist. Most people think legacy is something you leave after you die. But Robin Sharma teaches us that legacy is not something you leave. It is something you live every single day. The way you treat the waiter at the restaurant, the way you talk to your parents, the way you inspire your children, the way you support your friends. That is your legacy, and that is what people will remember. So the real question is not who will cry when you die. The real question is who will smile while you live, who will be inspired while you are still here, who will change their life. Because you lived yours with courage, compassion, and purpose. Life is short.